Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over 3 new Huda Beauty Obsession palettes, and these are the Haze Obsession palettes. I'm going to be doing a look with each one of these, as well as giving you guys a few comparisons to things that I already have in my Huda Beauty collection. And you guys know I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. But before I do that, as always, I'm going to show you guys the swatches of these new beauties and all of the information. The new Haze Obsession palettes retail for $29 each. If you're familiar with the Huda Beauty Obsessions line, you know that they originally started out at $27, but they came in cardboard packaging. As of late, she's been doing different plastic series, and these right here, the nude ones, these were my favorite. They have the plastic packaging, but then also like this faux, I don't know, like crocodile leathery type of texture. And I love them so much. So that is why I believe that they are $29 instead of the original $27. We have Khaki Haze, Purple Haze, and Sand Haze. The description for these 3 palettes reads that it's a softer side to the smoky eye. These 3 gorgeous colorways suit every skin tone. And I'm going to start off with the one that I am wearing right now, and definitely the one that caught my eye immediately. This is the Khaki Haze. And if you can kind of see on the front of it, it has this like smoky haze type of effect, which I think is really beautiful and obviously goes with the theme of the palettes. Now the Khaki Haze, this, I love this color story. It's like a grungy fall inspired palette in my eyes. I really, really dig these colors. The Khaki Haze Obsessions palette is Huda's favorite. It's a seductive edit of olive and caramel hued mattes, warm brown shimmers, and a decadent gold pink duochrome topper. Next up we have Sand Haze. This one to me is like a natural, slightly mauvey toned palette. Sand Haze Obsessions palette is an ultra wearable wardrobe of creamy nude mattes, pink bronze metallics, and a rose gold shimmer. Lastly, Purple Haze, and this one was like extra hazy because it had some powder on it for me buffing. This one obviously is going to have a purple theme to it, but then you also have like these cranberry shades to complement the purple. Purple Haze Obsessions palette is an addictive collection of mauve and nude mattes, violet and copper metallics, and a dazzling lavender and bronze shimmer toppers. Getting into the 3 different looks, I'm going to go ahead and forewarn you guys, I was not able to talk through them because I had some stuff going on. Puffin was fixing some things around the house, and then I had the finishing up of construction going on. So I was just sitting here doing my thing, and there was just all kinds of noise, and it's actually rather late right now. I don't usually film this late, but I will be showing you guys which shade I'm using, of course, and I will let you know if I have to use it wet, and you'll see me using it with my finger because I had some issues. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to get into the first 2, which is the Sand and the Purple Haze, and then lastly, I will show you the look that I am wearing right now with the Khaki Haze. For my thoughts, I'm a little mixed with these. I feel like there's definitely some inconsistencies with all of the palettes, and this is not the first time I have used them. I played with them all, and I got a little bit of a feeling with them, and I was using my Anastasia Beverly Hills primer. I thought, well, maybe I should try another primer, so I tried to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot today, and I still had inconsistencies. And with this palette right here, starting off with the Khaki Haze, this is my favorite out of the three. If I was gonna say grab one, it would be this one, but this one still is not without its problems. Let me tell you, it took me so long to achieve this look. It really should have taken me 15-20 minutes to do this, and it took me a long time. I'm just gonna say that. It took me 10 minutes almost, like 9 minutes and 40 something seconds just to get this very first shade into my crease and blend it out. I was having to really manipulate it, and I found that to be the case even when I was using my Anastasia primer. And like I said, the Anastasia primer is my favorite. So this palette, I like the look that I got. I really do. I think it's a workable palette, but I think that you're going to have to put work into the palette. Now, it's weird because some of the shades I thought were going to be much more pigmented on the eyes, especially just like touching them. I felt like, you know, oh, it's going to be easy, but I felt like I had to dig my brush into these shades. And I do not set my primer. I set it right underneath my brow arch, but like on my lid, I have all the gripping power I could possibly have. And I was just disappointed, especially with this shade here going on. I was like, okay. And I was trying to build it up and eventually went in with my finger. And then this shade right here, it just, these two look creamier. These two up here, they kind of turn into hard pan a little bit. You can use them as toppers as they suggest in, you know, the description, but they are rather stiff and you really do have to dig at them. But having to use my fingers with both of these, and then even this one, I had to go in with it wet. I don't like shimmers that I have to manipulate. I like a metallic or a shimmer that I can use dry and then intensify using it wet. That's just a personal preference. A lot of people like to use shimmers wet and nothing else. They don't want to use it any other way, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I don't like that. I like to have the ability to use it wet or dry. I like it to be effortless to put on, and that is just not what I got with this palette. I feel like I struggled a bit. This shade right here, this really, to me, kind of puts the whole palette together. I love this olivey green shade. I would say that it has pigment, but you do have to build it up just a little bit, and you're going to see in the tutorial that I am able to make this work. But I really did have to work for it. But I like it, but I can't say that I'm going to keep grabbing for this because I do have palettes in my collection that have shades like these that I just don't have to put that much work into. Now these two top shades, this one especially, I just felt like I don't know, it doesn't want to grab a whole lot of product. You just have to kind of dig at it with your brush. This one right here, I didn't have any problems with. It wasn't patchy, it wasn't anything. The green one, I thought was a little patchy on the outer corner, but then when I got closer, because my mirror is pretty far away, when I got closer, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. So I don't feel like I can really complain about this. This one here, I didn't really have any issues with either. I just feel like it's very inconsistent and you're going to have to work with it. But out of the three, this one is my favorite. Again, I just don't think that I'm going to be picking it up a lot because of how much I have to work for it. But the color story is absolutely amazing. I think it is a beautiful color story, but I can also tell you, because of the construction and everything going on in my house, I've had this eye on for about 2 hours, and I feel like that green has really gone from being kind of shimmery to it's dulled down quite a bit. And that saddens me. Up here where I have the mattes, all of those still look really nice. So I really like the eye look. Too much work to achieve it in my personal opinion. For a comparison with this palette, I wanted to show you guys just the emerald green obsessions and just show you that they are nothing alike, which I don't think you would think that anyway. But I want to show you this shade and the center shade here, which is swatch. So this is the emerald, and this one is the one here, the khaki haze. So you can see that they're different even though they look slightly similar in the pan. I found this palette to be the most different out of the bunch, but with that being said, you can still find a lot of these shades and in a better formula in some of these other palettes, which let me show you. Like say this one right here, this is the medium nude. I love the nude line. It's one of my favorites from the Obsessions. So let me show you side by side. So here you have those coppery tones, and then you're gonna see so many of these cranberry shades, which I don't like about the other palettes. I just feel like there's so many of those type of tones throughout the Huda Beauty line. And then like this shade is similar to this one. You can see there's not a huge difference there. And then it's really just like this green, like the green tones that are going to make this one just a little bit more different. It's gonna be up to you as to whether or not you feel like it's worth putting the effort into using it. The purple haze. As I said, you're gonna see these type of shades, these cranberry shades, just all across the board. I think this one disappointed me the most. Putting this purple on my eye, I was just like, what? I just had to build and build, and then I put this on top of it. I think it made it look better. And then I even went in with this shade. It's just kind of, it still just looked mediocre to me. This shade right here I found to build, but when you first put it on, it does not have the intensity that you would think, like when you swatch it and how deep it actually is on like the finger or in a swatch. It doesn't go that deep on the eye. This shade right here I found to be very lackluster. I mean, I only put it on my inner corner, but I also used it off camera, and I don't think that this is going to have a whole lot of use unless you were to do an all matte look. And then you could put this shade all over the lid, deepen up the crease with this, and then the outer V here, and then use this shade for your brow arch. But I just don't like this shade. I just don't like it. And this palette there's better. There's definitely better. And again, I'm gonna give you guys some comparisons. Let's dig into the Nude Rich right here. Like, see these? Like, there's so many cranberry shades. So this one is the Nude Rich. I'm gonna do this one here. Oh, look at that, so good. And then this one. Do you see? I feel like this one is just so much, it's like it's a little thicker and just has a little bit more oomph to it. And then, let me see, I'm looking in the mirror so I can see which ones look similar. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one here. There, let me swatch this purple. Oh, this one feels so much better. There's that one, which is definitely deeper than the one that's in the palette right now. Like the one right now, the Haze. You can see. I much prefer, like if I was gonna do something with the coppery shades and a mini palette, even though this one is a little bit more purple, I much prefer the nude. This is the nude light, and I'm gonna take this shade, let's put it right here, and this one from the light. Again, this is definitely going to be lighter, but I just feel like it's brighter, like it has more intensity to it. And then you have the middle shade here, which is similar to the shades up here. And then let me get my bigger Huda Beauty palettes. The new nude palette, I love this one. But let's like this one right here. Let's just put her right there. Look at that. See, I mean, I just don't feel, I feel like she does so many of these cranberry-esque type of shades that it's like, why have more of them when you already have them in your mini Obsessions line and you have them in these palettes as well. Let's take this purple right here, put it there. Do you see like how much better? While I still have all these swatches on my hand, let's talk about the Sand Haze. Again, we have another cranberry. And obviously these are not all exactly the same, but it's just, I just don't need. It's kind of like, you know, Pat McGrath and all her golds. That is what Huda is doing with all of her cranberry shades. There's so many. All right, now this shade, I love this color. I really do. When I put it on with a brush, the sparkle of this, it goes on and then it kind of falls away, especially if you're gonna blend anything around it. So I went back in at the end after I had finished this eye and I touched it up with my finger, and I kid you not, it was maybe 30 minutes, something like that, because again, I was just back and forth with filming today. It was gone. It was gone. It looked just like it had when I had put it on with a brush. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. If you're gonna use this shade and you want that beautiful, like, I don't know, that shimmer to it, I mean, you have to use a glitter glue or something. Otherwise, just go in with this one. I mean, to me, you didn't need both of these shades in the palette, in my personal opinion. And again, we have these mattes that you see all across the board. They are in everything. So let's look at these two right here. This is the Sand Haze, and this is, which one are you? The medium nude. Oh, goodness, I cannot get them together. See, here and here, I'm gonna get my new nude palette out again. And I just wanna hold it up against this. I mean, to me, if you have this, you don't need this. And the quality of the new nude is just so much better than the quality of the Sand Haze or any of these Haze palettes. I find these new Haze Obsessions palettes to be redundant. And honestly, when I was looking at them, I thought that immediately. And I would not have picked up Sand or the Purple Haze. I just knew that I would use it for a video and I wanted to compare for you guys. But the only one that I was actually just drawn to because I thought that maybe it was a little bit different was the color story of the Khaki Haze. Again, I love that color story. I think it is beautiful, but these other ones are just too similar to things that are already in the line, and then they are not as good. And I've got these on my hand still. Glitter's gone. The glitter is gone. Now, obviously, I don't have a primer on my hands, but I did on my eyes. So there really wasn't any reason for it to not adhere. If you're gonna ask me if these palettes are worth it, I don't think so. I really don't think so, especially if you already have the Nude Obsessions or the new nude palette, or even if you have the Mercury Retrograde. Do I think that they're terrible palettes? No. I just think that they're mediocre. That's just how I feel. Mediocre and inconsistent. And personally, I don't feel that they are worth your money. But again, that's just my 2 cents. Take it with a grain of salt. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed the looks. Let me know if you did by giving a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.